Oh no, did VRChat do something you don't like? That was the last straw. They changed. So where are you gonna go? What else is there that's even remotely similar to what brought you into VRChat in the first place?
You like my hot dog?
Yeah, it looks big.
What events would even lead you to wanting to leave VRChat? What events have conspired in the past? We'll explore the other VR social game metas that exist and explain why most of the people who threaten to leave and do leave come crawling back towards VRChat. If you ever want to research the controversies that a game has had in the past, all you need to look for is the Steam reviews.
This game ruined my life.
And if you're lucky, you might come across something that looks like this. Oh my God, is that the projected population of first world countries in the future? No. It's that's reviews for a game on the internet. And the reasons for people getting upset can vary. Like it can go from reasonable to probably not. What happened here to make people so upset? It was anti-cheat. It was they use anti-cheat now.
This is a quick tutorial on how to uninstall VRChat.
When you played VRChat early on, things weren't really fully fleshed out.
Spit on me. Spit on me. No! Leave me alone! Leave me alone!
It certainly didn't have quality of life updates coming out. And so people took it into their own hands. They made mods for those quality of life updates that they wanted. The biggest of which, being used at the time, was MVRC. It allowed you to customize your UI. It allowed you to have a personal mirror. Biggest one for me at the time was interacting with other people's dynamic bones. I remember vividly being in a black cat with a girl and her telling me to get MVRC so I could give her head pats immersively. Since then, she has deleted me. But it's not just the useful features that people would mod in. People would also mod malicious things. And with that, the public world experience became a f***ing slog. So you can understand slightly where the VRChat team came from. They brought in easy anti-cheat in order to crack down on these modded game clients. And people were not happy.
How did they think that was Copper, if you see it, and I'm proud for the entire Fuck you. You're just way too fucking dumb to be a developer.
You know, I personally find it funny that they call it the EAC. It's so similar to EOC from RuneScape, which was another massive event that like tore communities apart. I quit RuneScape, but I never quit VRChat because I didn't really care at the time.
Banning the
Imagine
protections
stealing a winning entire player base and selling your game in one update. What a joke.
This kind of disregard for the community has made me unsubscribe and look for alternatives elsewhere.
Rec Room is the second biggest VR social game, and with that, people compare it to VRC all the time.
Hello, Grandpa.
Hey, what up?
Never mind, not a grandpa.
I spent a good 4 hours in Rec Room, and the final conclusion I can come up with is I am not the correct demographic.
So for this class, we have to craft a crafting table. So how do we craft a crafting table?
That doesn't mean it's not good. The games I played were genuinely fun. And here's the truth, I felt like I was in elementary school again, as people would just walk up to you, and then you could play games like nothing was wrong.
Want some?
Oh, I'd
Yo,
love
you
some.
want some?
Thank you.
Give me some, give me some.
Alright.
Wait, I quit. I quit.
Oh.
There.
I quit.
Nice.
Yo, guys.
Probably because the games were full of children, but
Here you go.
it also means unlike VRChat that has a mix of adults, you can't escape them. But you also don't care to, because everyone looks the same anyway. You just play games.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
It's fun. I get the appeal. It's simple, no thinking involved. It's like Roblox. You just join a game and play it. But also like Roblox, microtransactions are shoved in your face at every possible moment. It makes VRChat's new V-Bucks seem like a washed up sideshow. The most fun I probably had in Rec Room was when I joined a world called Vietnam 1961.
Welcome to Vietnam 1961.
And I played as the Viet Cong while I faced up against my enemy in America.
Attention.
Also, who was probably a 13-year-old child.
Okay.
Oh, wait. This actually works?
Who I absolutely destroyed.
All right, I'll go over there and then we fight. Did I? Yo, I wrecked him.
Now, I can't say immediately after whether or not things were fixed, but I can say what I can observe in the game now. 1, less crashing. I don't come across people using malicious clients that completely my entire computer like I did back then. 2, all the ease of life update things. We got the text box, we got a personal mirror. All those updates came out. 3, worse frame rates. I don't know if this is because of easy anti-cheat or because everybody's avatars are insane now, but I get shit frames. So, and 4, less people. Except no, it's not less people. There's the same amount of people playing now as there was when the anti-cheat update came out. Immediately after, in July of 2022, there was a drop-off. A month later, and most of them came crawling back. And the reason it feels like the player base has kind of dropped off is because there's been a massive shift from PC to Quest. And it's very noticeable.
Makes me want to quill myself a woo.
Fuck you.
So the audience you were used to in 2020, 2021 don't exist, and finding index FBT using people is harder. You can't find people you connect with, and so you stay in your private worlds with the same 3 circles of friends that you have that continuously bleed out as people quit playing the game because they have a life now after COVID, and you're not replacing those people. That's what's happening. That's what's happening. I've been walking these lands for weeks now. The only creatures I've found are the snakes in the grass and the rats they eat up. All the settlements here are abandoned. Came across one 5 miles back that I thought might have people. Swear I saw their shadows from afar, but nothing. This land is a wasteland. I tried to play ChilloutVR. I really did, but it was impossible. There's no people. All the people I came across were AFK. Fun. Then the worlds I went to seemed somehow familiar. Can't quite put my finger on why. And worst of all was the load times. Forget running away from a social interaction by switching worlds, because you're going to be waiting for 25 minutes. How is this supposed to be the VRChat killer? Now, Anticheat wasn't the only update that brought people away from VRChat. There was other updates as well. Certain ones that affected creators that I'm not going to talk about because that's not the majority of people. Recently, there was another update. An update that they implemented alongside the addition of V-Bucks, which people were also upset about. But I won't talk about that. It's a policy update. They updated their policy, so put simply, they can record you while you're in a private world.
Welcome to China. Now they are allowed to record you anytime for security
Agreeing
measures.
to these terms is essentially signing away your privacy. Not
I hope
worry.
they enjoy the show because I have a crippling addiction and no amount of drama, garbage people, and sad times are going to stop me from injecting anime women directly into my brain.
We'll be moving to CVR immediately.
Sure you will, buddy. You may have noticed recently if you signed into VRChat, you had to re-accept their terms of service policy. VRChat reserves the right to monitor your use of the platform, whether or not you are in a private world, location, or setting within the platform, including by making audio or video recordings of your activities on the platform. It's not what you want to hear, considering the amount of sex that happens in this game. You don't want to hear that the VRChat is recording you. And they don't really define when they deem it necessary to do so. Essentially, they could do it whenever they want. And that's where people are upset. We're basically in China. Social credit will be implemented in the next update, available right next to your V-Bucks. Now, do any of the other VR social games do this? No. Now, I didn't play Neos VR, but I heard it was a game that was made with creation in mind, the creation of wealth for the owners. The game died a while back due to cryptocurrency and NFTs. I'm not really surprised by that, but one of the creators moved on to make another game in the same vein, without crypto. Is Resonite good? Well, the tutorial seemed fun, and the potential for creation while being in-game, in VR, seems promising. But the player base is low. There's barely anybody. And most importantly, I couldn't run the thing.
I'm about to just take the headset off and come back in 5 years.
I joined one world and spent 15 minutes with 5 FPS, slowly loading all the assets in the world, and then I don't understand a word what these people are saying. And I have like 5 frames. What the fuck? Something needs to change there to make this game succeed. It's a problem I had in ChilloutVR too. Loading new maps takes forever. And for me, world hopping is a huge part of the game. And if you can't just hop around and see what people have created, what's the point? No, like really, what's the point? Why do you play VRChat? Why do you get in VR and then talk to people socially in VR? That's the question you really need to ask yourself. If you're playing to have an interactive VR experience and play games with your friends, maybe Rec Room is an alternative. And yeah, you won't get the avatar experience and customization available in VRChat, but it's fun. But if it's for the social aspect, well, maybe VRChat is still the best option, because most of these games, aside from Rec Room, don't have a player base. Like at all. There's like 100 people on average, and most of them are in private worlds that you're never going to come across. The only people I ever came across were people who spoke other languages, people who were AFK or furries, and I don't want to talk to any of them. Even if I came across people who weren't AFK, it would probably be like 1 or 2 people, and that's not enough. What if I don't like them? That's it. Even if in VRChat, they're really watching your every move. Even if they're watching you squirm in your seat as you sit in a public FBT heaven, just ogling at women, you're probably just going to accept that. You're going to have to accept that because there is no alternative. And lastly, if you play VRChat just for the movies, well, maybe it is time for you to move on because they're gone now. Except, oh wait, they're not really. I think you just put in a code and it works. So fucking, I don't know. Special thank you to my single Patreon, Tootie. Love you, man. You are the MVP.